It's been a while since I made a Smite video, sorry about that, but I've just been grinding Realm Royale non-stop and I kind of feel like it's always better to make content for what you're most interested in that very moment, and in the last days that has been Realm Royale. But today we're gonna talk about Smite. And what we're going to talk about is some updates to the new gods. This is nothing all too long or too crazy. There's been some extra data mining, some extra information regarding abilities for Baron Samedi and something for Pele as well. So that's what we're going to look into. I'm going to spare you going over every single detail that was already out there before, and I'm going to link the video for that up here instead so you can check that out because the changes today are not that huge. First, let's look at Baron Samedi. There's something new listed under his features now, which is called Coffin Introduction. I would expect that actually just refers to his animation when you select him in lobby and he's coming out of a coffin. The other information is a little more interesting, and that's regarding his one. Now his one was originally classified as Paralyzing Spit, and I kind of said that I think it's just going to use the same technique of multiple projectiles from different directions, and that it will probably otherwise have other stats, and that is exactly what is happening. The ability, most likely, if the data mining turns out to be true, will be the following. Baron Samedi conjures voodoo skulls to his side, which fire damaging beams in front of him. Each hit applies 15 Hysteria. If a target is above 35 Hysteria, they are slowed. If at max Hysteria, this slow is increased. I'm not sure if this beam will consist for a duration of beam, just means there's one quick beam, but I would expect it's one quick beam, as you will then be able to proc it once with each beam and probably a middle projectile that you use as well. The ability is obviously a line ability, the radius is 4 units, so this refers to the width of the projectile. The damage starts at rank 1 being 90, then 150, 210, 270 and 330 as max rank, so 60 damage per rank, plus 60% scaling. It's unclear how the multiple beams factor in here in regards to the damage. I doubt that each beam will deal 330 damage, or there won't be any reduction if you hit multiple. The cooldown is 9 seconds, so relatively short, and the cost isn't specified yet. The interesting thing is that we now know more about Hysteria. We know that Hysteria is something that has something to do with his passive, and that is also implemented in other abilities, the 2 Hysteria projectile and his ultimate, which also has something with Hysteria min and max speed. So what I'm expecting is that he can build Hysteria with different abilities, like with his one, where he gets 15 Hysteria per hit of that, and then can use abilities to get additional effects from the Hysteria, and you can kind of choose what you use your Hysteria for. The interesting thing is that normally this kind of interaction would be a self buff where you, for example, build Rage as Kukulin would, but in this case you actually build the Hysteria on the enemy. So you use different abilities on the enemy and then you get these added effects to your abilities, which I think sounds like a very cool mechanic. Furthermore, Pele has received a little bit more information, though we really don't know what that's gonna be. Her first ability has a little bit of info added. 1, it's a projectile. 2, it can pass through things, and 3, it has an ability bonus, whatever that may mean. That's all we know, so it seems that she will have some sort of projectile. Knowing that her design has daggers, it might be a dagger throw or something along those lines. It could also be something that goes with a theme, something lava related, but really, too early to tell anything more here. That is it for the update. Again, if you haven't seen the rest of the data mining, I recommend checking that out here. As always, thanks to Smite Data Mining for providing this information. The link will be down below. Also, I might upload 1 or 2 more videos today. I will see how much I can fit in, but I'm also watching E3 with Teets on her channel, so you can check that out too. As such, feel free to check back later. I can't make any promises, depends really on how much time I have, but I at least have the goal to make some more content today. With that, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was interesting and informative. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit the sub button with the bell. It really helps me out. Other than that, see you for the next one later or tomorrow. DukeSloth out.